Hey everyone! So this weekend I went to go see Inception, which is a movie that I've personally been waiting to see since November of 2009. So that's 8 months of waiting. So I was really stoked that it finally came out, and I was really interested in how they were going to portray this concept, the whole idea of a movie. It really intrigued me. So if you didn't know, this movie was written and directed by Christopher Nolan. And he's given us Memento, The Prestige, and of course Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. So he's got great movies under his belt, and I was really excited to see this film that he's created. The basic storyline of this movie follows a man, Dom Cobb, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and he's what they call an extractor. So that means that he can enter somebody's mind and he steals their ideas. Basically, he's a thief. He's a mind thief. And he enters their dreams and kind of manipulates their world that they see. And he takes their ideas and uses it for himself. He has a team that he works with. His trusted colleague, Arthur, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and an architect. And the architect is probably one of the most important jobs. The architect is the one who creates that world in that dream. You know, they're responsible for the trees, the buildings, the whole atmosphere of that dream is created by that person. So they find this girl in France going to architect school, Ariadne, played by Ellen Page, and she joins their team for this this job that they're given. So Dom Cobb, he takes on this assignment given to him by this Japanese man, Saito, played by Ken Watanabe, and what Saito wants them to do is go into the mind of Robert Fischer Jr., played by Cillian Murphy, and they are supposed to go into his mind and implant an idea. So it's reverse of what they do, because they take the ideas usually, but for this assignment they have to go and put an idea into their head. So it's it's backwards, it's reverse. And from that point on, once they get in touch with Fisher and they go into his dream, that's where the movie takes off. And that's kind of where the whole movie title comes from, Inception, because, you know, that means to start something, to begin, the origin of an idea. So that's where the whole name comes from. So one of the many things that I liked about this movie was the cast. Brilliant casting. I absolutely adored all of them. I'm a big fan of Leo's. He's matured so much, going from, you know, like a child actor and kind of growing into this serious dramatic actor. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is another up-and-coming actor. You know, he's done lots of really interesting roles, and I think he's definitely making a name for himself now. But what I was most excited about was seeing Ellen Page, because she has that stereotypical, you know, she's a quirky indie film girl, you know, she's done Juno and Whip It, but I mean, she's also done the Tracy Fragments or Hard Candy, which weren't, you know, big name films, but Hard Candy, time out tidbit, Hard Candy, watch that movie. It is so twisted, but it's the good kind of twisted, and you'll really enjoy her performance of that. And time out. So I was really happy with her performance in this. I hated her character, but I liked her performance. I think she did really well, and, you know, she proved that she can do something other than, you know, the quirky teen role. You know, she did really well in this, and I was really happy for her. There are lots of things technically about this movie that are wonderful. Of course, the CGI, the graphics, insane. In the trailer, if you've seen it, they show a clip of a street and it starts closing in on itself and it flips over. And that was probably the first giant graphic that we saw, and it was amazing, you know, because it looks so real. And at that point in the movie, they're in a dream, so anything can happen. And it was just crazy to see that. And from then on, the graphics just get better, and it's so, it looks real. It was real. I was immediately hooked on the movie from the moment it started, and that was because of the music that was playing. Hans Zimmer, a very well-known music producer, and he's a German composer. He does great musical scores for films. He's done Lion King, Da Vinci Code, and of course, you know, Dark Knight with Christopher Nolan before. So right when the movie starts, you hear this sound, this music, and it pulls you in already. And I was hooked from that, you know, because it set the mood, and it built up throughout the movie. I also wanted to say something about the trigger items. They have these little items that the extractors have when they go into dreams, and the use of it is so that they know whether they're still in a dream or if they're in reality. Because lots of times you can get lost in that dream and not know, you know, which way is up. So Leo's character, Dom, he has a top that he spins, and it gets referenced to a lot throughout the movie. But I thought that was a really cool idea to put in for the people going into dreams, that, you know, they need something to differentiate if they're in a dream or if they're in reality. So his is a top, which brings me to the ending of this movie. If you see this movie, or if you've already seen it, maybe you feel the same way I do, but if you see this movie, the ending is just going to rack your brain for a really long time. My entire theater reacted to the ending of the movie. In the last like 15 seconds of the movie, we were all holding our breath, and we were all just, you know, we wanted the ending to be a certain way. But of course it wasn't. The ending will drive you crazy. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So I personally think this was a really good collaboration of a lot of really brilliant minds working on this film. Wonderful director, wonderful writer. Chris Nolan, he knew what he wanted, and he did it. Brilliant cast, wonderful CGI, great designers. It was a good collaboration. It was really good talent on this film. If this movie doesn't get a nomination for Best Picture, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's that fantastic. I will write a strongly worded letter to the Academy if this doesn't get a Best Picture nomination. That is what I will do, because it's that fantastic. I'm telling you, it deserves that nomination. So hopefully, with all of this rambling that I just did, I've convinced you to go see the movie. I think a lot of people will enjoy it, even if you're not into sci-fi, or if you don't particularly like the actors, or you don't really understand it. I mean, that's why you should go see it, so you will understand it, because it's such a creative concept, and that's what pulled me in when I first heard about it, is that it's so original. It's completely an original idea right now, and it's brilliantly done. So hopefully you guys see it, and if you do, let me know what you think about it. Maybe we can discuss our opinions about the movie. So yeah, I hope you guys see it. I know you'll enjoy it. Okay, bye.